Lick number 1 is inspired by Mike Campbell, who played guitar for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and in my opinion is one of the most underrated guitar players of all time. He's tasty, melodic, and knows when to just be downright rude. His licks and solos always serve the song. So the coolest thing that's happening here is that we're skipping a string to create like a wide intervallic jump. This interval is called a sixth. It's very harmonious, great for vocal harmonies, and really cool on guitar. It's almost like we're taking this melody and harmonizing it here, but then breaking it up to create a lead line. Now the tab says to let each note ring, which means we want the note we've just plucked to ring out over the next note. Even though we're only playing one note at a time, the notes that are ringing out into the next note decay and create harmonies as we go. Now for the advanced learners, I want to talk about the chord progression that this lick goes with. It's actually in the C# Dorian mode, so that's the key of B major. I've put it with a C# minor chord to an F major chord, which gives us the Dorian mode built on C#. Alright, moving on to lick number 2. This is a 60s classic, and it's gonna put your bends to the test. The cool thing here is that this lick is just straight eighth notes. Da 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 da. But because we're bending from one note to the next, we kind of break up the accents and the articulation so it doesn't sound so robotic. Now there's a quarter step bend in here, which is something that you can begin to develop to give your phrases a lot more swag and attitude. Right here. It's really fast, but it gives an added authenticity to this style and makes the line a lot more vocal. You might want to isolate that and practice it on its own if that's not something that you've been incorporating into your playing already. You'll want to make sure you add some vibrato to that last bend as well to give it some life. And you got to make the face too. In this lick, we're connecting two arpeggio shapes and then ending with a scale run in the key of E minor. The first part is an E minor 6 arpeggio. The first note C is the sixth, and the rest of the lick is just an E minor triad. We slide from the sixth, the note C on the 20th fret of the high E string down to the 5th B on the 19th fret. And we use the pinky for this, so a lot of players actually underdevelop their pinkies. Now this lick kind of uses a sweeping or rest stroke technique where after the first plucked downstroke, we're either using legato with the left hand or like this cascading upstroke movement with the right hand to articulate the rest of the notes. So if you look at the close-up again, I'm not doing alternate picking and I'm not even picking every note. I'm letting my picking hand's momentum do most of the work. You'll need to use the third finger on the 9th fret and then slide up to the 10th fret G so that you can use the first finger to play the rest of the notes on the G string. If you're struggling with this slide harmony, try practicing just that part very slowly. I just wanted to see how fast I could do it. From there, the E minor 6 connects to a B minor. This is a really cool example of how extending one arpeggio into another can create a really, really cool effect, as opposed to just playing the same arpeggio in multiple octaves, which would sound like this.